everyone, Steel Horse here. Welcome back to Silverrun Forest Farm. We're in the second half of August and Jake is just down at Eddie's buying a couple of extra things. He's been up to the container depot this morning to get what to sell a load of wood, so you can see that the bank balance is up to a good level, and now he's just loading on. We needed a scoop to get those stones off the field, and he's decided it's probably time to have a decent little box trailer for the ute. So he's picked up one of those, so that should do the job quite nicely. But while he was here, and this has kind of got him a bit distracted, there's a couple of things in the store, in the second-hand market, that are pretty interesting. One is this JCB, and if we hadn't just leased the Volvo, this would be pretty tempting. Although, as I think he said before, he has got his eye on the Merlot, so just not quite sure about that one. And the other thing is another tractor. This M8 would slot in quite nicely. So the tractor is probably the most tempting thing. If we take the 3-point link off the front of it, it comes back down into our price range, and there's plenty of options that we can put on when we've got the cash. But having just sold another container of wood, he's pretty tempted to pick this one up, and I think we might go with it. You can never have too many tractors, and with all of the work that's now sort of coming up on the farm, it's something we need. So yeah, if we just hopefully can tip this off the yes, we can. There we go. So just unstrap it now. And unstrap this one and just bump it back into the center of the tray, and then we'll hook the trailer up and get someone from Eddie's to drive the tractor back with us. There we go. So that'll do the job getting the stones off the fields. Let's pop that there. There's a few jobs to do today. First of all, well, in parallel, we'll get the mower started cutting the grass on the riding school fields. And while that's happening, we'll take care of the stones that are on the field, and then we can finish the ploughing. There's not a lot of that, and by the time that's all done, hopefully the grass will be cut and we can take care of the tedding and rowing up and baling of the hay that I think we're going to make hay is general plan. What are we doing here? We're going to follow. There you go. You should be able to follow us back quite neatly. No traffic. Off we go. So we've got an orphan hay bale there to pick up. And really our choice is, do we make hay bales or silage? Silage would have the better sell price. We might check that in a minute. We can sort of suspend judgment. The first thing to do is to get the cut done. Over here you can see where Jake's been making a bit of progress. He's processed the trees that we had, and he's managed to get most of the short stuff loaded up, and anything left over after he filled that container. Let's just stop the tractor right there. So that's all worked out quite well. The new log grapple is quite effective for picking up those. It'll slide under a pile of short logs pretty easily, so that's proved to be a good pickup, and the ability to adjust the tines just gives you a few more options. That little box trailer looks a bit dinky on the back there. That's better. Right, let's go on. I doubt that we'll have too many stones, but it was easier to... The bucket will come in useful along the way for mixing and all sorts of things. So where was that pile of stones? It's on the edge of the tracks somewhere. Maybe up here a little bit further. There it is. There's more there than I expected. Just see if we can get most of it. That's all we can get from that angle. That smoothed it out pretty nicely. That in there. While we're here, let's run across the road and get that mowing underway. We use the Allis on the mower today, I think. And we should be able to get this sorted pretty quickly. Let's have a look. Have we got a field boundary defined? Let's create a job. It's got what we need. That's the right size. Number of headlands will do 2. And the rest of those definitions will be fine. So we'll start you off. Off you go. So the mowing will be done pretty smartly, I think. Looks like we're going to get a good cut of grass off. And what I was saying before about the value, so you can see silage is not a particularly high price at the minute, but it's worth basically 3 times as much as hay. So realistically, given we're doing this specifically for cash, we really should be making silage, I guess, which just means rowing it up, baling it, and putting it into our silage sausage machine. So we'll let the cut go, and then we'll come back and sort that out a bit later on. But for now, let's get the rest of these stones into our new little trailer. It's just the TLX box trailer with side extension, so it's got 8,000 litres capacity, which struck me as perfect for what we were looking for. We'll get the truck to follow us across the field if we can. Doesn't want to. There we go. That was pretty much all the stones from that pile there, and there's a couple more just over here. You can see it. Once you get it ploughed out, it makes quite a big difference to the size of the field. So this is going to work quite nicely for us, I think. So let's just pull up here. One pile is down here somewhere, I think. Where did that pile of stones go? That's really bizarre. Could have sworn it was right there. And in fact, there was a... That is really odd. So I have not done anything with the stones that were there, but it seems that picking up the other pile has effectively cleared those stacks off, which is not what I expected. I cannot explain that behavior, so that's a little odd. But there were definitely three piles of stones, and we've only picked up the ones that were sitting over here. Just there, just up in front of us. But there we go. We've got all of those. Looks like it. Okay. Well, that turned out to be simpler and shorter, even if it did have a really odd behavior. So the stones are done. We can... Our mower is gone and got itself stuck, so we'll go and check on that and come back and finish the ploughing. Just one little troublesome tree on the side of the field there for the turn with this mower that was on its up and downs. So we'll go to nearest waypoint, and something like that should get us back on track. Let's go finish off that ploughing. With those stones gone, we can take care of these last little patches. Oops. Need to create fields. There we go. This. Lift the blade, back it up a little bit. We're all ready to plant barley. I think the planting window for barley opens next month. So we should be able to get that in before we need to harvest the sugar beet. Jake is very much in two minds about what machinery to use for the sugar beet, whether to go with a trailed harvester or a self-propelled. It might in the end come down a little bit to cost. It's going to be expensive either way, but for the relatively small amount of sugar beet that he's got, there's the field over there just by the water's edge, and then there's strips up on the hill that represent the experiments he's been doing. So there's a couple of tufts we're leaving along the edge here, which is just a little bit annoying. But never mind. It won't take long to finish the ploughing here, and this field will be all good to go then. That trailer load of timber we'll take to our little firewood business. We can... Jake's discovered not everybody wants firewood, so that little Sellpoint works just fine for people that just like the cut logs, of which there's a few in town, so it saves having to run to the sawmill with logs. It'll be very convenient when it comes to clearing that piece of land that's across the tracks, which is the next field we're going to make. So is there another stump? There is. That's okay, we've got the means to deal with that. In terms of clearing that new field that we bought, Jake's current thinking on that is very much to just wait, do it a little bit as we go rather than make it a huge project. So that can develop over the course of the rest of the... What are we doing here? Concentration. That can develop over the course of the rest of the year. He's not looking to have a field to get a crop in there until the new year, so spring, very much a spring planting proposition is currently his thought process. So that it gives plenty of time to deal with the trees that are on that block, get it sorted out. Looks like there's one little tuft back there. Let's see if we can get most of this one on this pass. And the ploughing will be done. Any luck? Oops, missed a couple of spots. So that's a good good job out of the way. Made us a little bit of cash. In effect, got us an unexpected tractor. And we're all set, ready to plant. Although we will need... So this is harvested. Have we mulched it? I can't remember. So we're on this field here. It is not mulched. So we need to run a mulcher across it if we can. And then we'll be ready to seed. But for now, let's turn our attention to our lawn operation over here. Grass work. Now the thing is, so it looks like that's all finished. Maybe what we do, I think we definitely want to make silage. There's plenty of hay for our cows to for the TMR mix, because the horses just don't consume it that quickly. So I think that's going to be the order of the day. Let's just get this last little bit of grass here that was missed. Let's try putting the mower down even. And that will cut it much more successfully. Just get that little bit round the edge there. Looking like we've not quite got the field boundary set up where we to get the most amount of grass, so we'll do a quick lap. And now that we own this field down beside us here around the lake, we can actually cut this area. So one of the things, Jake's, why is this not letting me cut this? It's really quite odd. Maybe we don't own that side of the lake. Yeah, we do. That's kind of interesting. Why is it not letting me cut this grass? Well, one of the things Jake was thinking of was reseeding this little area here anyway, so that he can plant it out and get a better cut of grass off it. But it's not at all clear why we can't cut this section. We'll see what happens when if we try to plough it a bit later on. But yeah, the idea is to grass this bit and then potentially just tree the edge of the lake to pretty that up a little bit. So we cut that grass there and here pretty well. No, we're not able to cut this. Maybe it's grass texture rather than actual meadow grass. That's probably the rationale. It possibly changes. Whatever the case, the grass here is cut, so let's get the windrower out. And I think we'll, you can see all the hay that we've got over here. So there's plenty of hay there for our TMR mixers. But if we get the windrower out and we can put the baler on the new M8 and get one of the kids from the riding school here that needs some cash to follow us around as we row up the field. We'll go up and grab the silage sausage maker, because we're making this one for sale. There's no need to make the silage up at the farm. We'll just bale it here on the field and make the sausage on the edge of the field, which will make it much easier then to process it. We'll load it later on to take it for sale. It also gives us more space to work with. We don't have to, we can make just a single long length rather than getting our way up here at the farm. We have plenty of silage there. Fleeting moment there. I thought someone had purloined the sausage machine. I'd forgotten that Jake actually parked it neatly out of the way, and it was missing off the end of the snake, and I wondered where it had gone. But so there's plenty of potential to mix for the cows. I think if we make our snake along here, this will be as good a spot as any, which means we want to start at this end. That'll do there. Let's get the baler set. What bale sizes are we making? Bale size 240. Will the extractor take 240? I think it will. Yes, it will. So we will do the pickup down, turn you on, unfold you. You got enough room there. And let's just drop it back to 30. So sitting in the cab of the lead vehicle, if you hit right control, right shift and F, you can select one of the trailed vehicles, and then you're holding right control, right shift and S will allow you to move, or the S, W, D and A will allow you to change the offset. So we just moved it back 5 meters there just to give ourselves a little bit extra space with the windrower on. Let's pop you down, turn you on. And just because we're feeling radical today, we'll go counterclockwise round the field. We should be, there we go, following along quite nicely. So this will be a fairly efficient process, and then it's just a matter of running around and picking the bales up and dropping them into the extractor. So just about baled, somewhere in excess of 25 bales off the field, so it will be a very handy amount of silage. Just thread the needle fold you up, head back without running over anything, but yeah, there's the baling done. While the baler is coming back, we'll get the extractor sorted out. Unfold you. And you're ready to go. I don't know if we have a bale spike down here. We might need to grab it up the top. Let's put you back in the shed. Stop the worker first. Load the baler. One thing we might test out is we can put a worker on horseplay here and see how it goes picking up these bales. So in order to do that, you'll see that it's defaulted to collecting and wrapping bales because of the implement we've got attached. If we go into our menu, we don't want CP, we want CP horseplay bale collect and wrap. Okay, it's selected the field that we're on, so we're happy with that and the starting position. And so now if we start, that should run around reasonably well. It's not quite as effective. Oh, sorry, it's not quite as trouble-free as some of the other courseplay activities, but it does work. And this, with its steering wheels, is a nightmare to back. There we go. But you can see it's running around finding bales in the field. So while it's doing that, we'll duck up and get a bale spike. And come back and get on with creating the silage. Of course, the bale spike is only for the skid steer, isn't it? We don't have a bale spike for the front end loader, which is a problem we might need to solve the next time we're down at the shop. We don't have any tools for the front loader, so skid steer it is. So we'll rescue the bale stacker and we'll move this tractor. I'm going to want you down the other end of the field to see if we can sort out that section for grass. So we'll just move you over here. There's always a tree. Okay, let's get a bunch of these collected up. I haven't experimented with it. If you're a courseplay user, I suspect you could define a special field for it, that the boundary is just a little further inside to stop it running off the edge like that. Or if you had a particularly wide open area, it does work quite well, and it works with trail behind bale wrappers too, so it's quite effective. And if you've got a couple of vehicles working and you can pick the odd occasion when it gets stuck, it works really well. Oh, missed that one. Going too fast. If we unload you round about here somewhere, you may well fall over, but that's not a big problem. I'm not going to knock you over anyway. Give you another go at bale collecting while we're see how you go the second time while we're putting some of these into the extractor. Be able to knock it over with this. Yes. Back up. Whoop. Nice catch. Now, if you'd challenged me to do that, get it to spin split one stack one way and the other stack the other way, I could have tried it 50 times and not managed that. Whoops. You're going to be able to pick this up, I hope so. So 6,500 litres. Come on. Don't be a nuisance. Okay. That's better. That's it. That's all I want. Operator skill, that's the reason. Steel operator skill. Oh, yeah, you are wrapping. There you go. Or more precisely, lack of operator skill. But again, use of that control. The fact that it's not the correct tool for the job is the primary problem here. Our trailer has... Oh, come on. Put that in there. There we go. Has successfully loaded up this time. So while we weren't watching so closely, it's managed to get, and there must have been 14 there, was there? No, that's 12. It just can't see the one that's off the edge of the field, which is fair enough. Let's just go and grab that one. And we know we can't pick up the one that's over by the cornfield. We'll have to go over and get that. But I think this is where we might leave Jake for the day. I think the next task, rather than mess around with this spike, is Jake's going to run down to the store and buy a proper spike for this machine. Not for this machine, for the front loader, which will make putting these on much easier. And we'll get this this snake all created, and that will be it for the day. So until next time, thank you very much for watching. Great to have you along. And well, one thing we'll check before we finally sign off. I am pretty sure. No, sugar beets are October. I was out by a month. So we've got both corn and sugar beet harvests will be in October. So we'll be doing the prep for that and getting our barley in the ground, in the field we've been preparing over there. So all good. So thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye.